I'm big on eliminating distractions, particularly as a football player. And if I were running a football team, that's the way I would run the football team. And Jimmy wanted to run the football team that way.
It was like a circus when we were down there. And part of it, that part you can put on Jerry Jones. That's nothing to do with the players. They don't control that.
And that's so easy to control.
Yeah, it was almost like you were getting ready for a play instead of to play. You're an actor in a football movie or football field instead of being an actual football player. And I think that's put on ownership when it comes to that management. But when it comes to, like Dak Prescott, like CeeDee Lamb's gone out, he's showed himself. Dak Prescott has a lot more pressure on him this year. Even though he got the money, but you don't get paid to be almost good enough. You get paid to win it all. Almost good enough ain't good enough.
Well, we will find out how the Cowboys do to start the season. They are playing in America's Game of the Week at the Cleveland Browns. It's also, as you may have heard, the debut of Tom Brady. You will hear him for the first time in the broadcast booth right here on Fox with the kickoff from Cleveland right after this.
NFL Kickoff Weekend is presented by YouTube TV. Watch every game every Sunday all in one place when you bundle NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV.
It is America's Game of the Week on a gorgeous Sunday afternoon from Cleveland, and a beauty in this Week 1. The NFL on Fox is back with the Cowboys taking on the Browns, and we say welcome to the broadcast booth. He's Tom Brady, and I'm Kevin Burkhardt, and you're a broadcaster. How about that?
We're here. It's been quite a journey, but I love being your partner.
I'm excited as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. We should start with quarterbacks. That seems to make a lot of sense. Yeah. Cowboys making news. They come to an agreement with Dak Prescott on a big new contract, right? But with that comes pressure. Not only long-term, but what kind of pressure is he facing then and today in this game?
Yeah, Dak signed the largest contract in the history of the NFL. Now he's got to go out there and earn it. And 2023 was his best season. He's coming off of that. But going forward, it's going to be what happens in the postseason, how he's going to do it. But today, his challenge is going to be Myles Garrett, the right defensive end for Cleveland Browns, the reigning defensive player of the year. He is one of the rare players who has no weaknesses. Dak's going to be dealing with him all day.
Meanwhile, the Browns know about their #1 defense. Maybe their questions are on offense. They gave the historic contract to Deshaun Watson a couple years ago. He hasn't played a lot, and when he has, he's underperformed. What do they need from him today?
Well, I think for Deshaun, it's all about his confidence. He can make all the throws. There's no doubt about that. But I think these coaches, they want to see him get out there and do what he does best early. They want to give him some clean pockets, get him some really clean, decisive throws earlier in the game, get the confidence going. They know they got a great defense. Don't turn the ball over, get into the game. And I think they feel like they got a great chance to win.
Get him comfortable, Tom. I like it. Meanwhile, we know Dak Prescott, they're comfortable there, the Cowboys. But Aaron Andrews, any anxiety for the Cowboys about blocking these Browns?
Well, yeah, if you listen to Tom Brady's intro there about defensive player of the year, reigning defensive player of the year, Myles Garrett. But even more so today, Kevin, because they are starting 2 rookies on their offensive line. Now, Prescott told us he's stressed to his left tackle and to his center. I need you guys to be confident, and you have to reset after every single play. Prescott saying, this is why I love going up tempo, because you don't have to overthink. You can't. You have to rely on your instinct. But Kev, you want to talk about anxiety? His center, Cooper Beebe, this is the first time he's ever played this position in a game. Wow. Anxious, baby.
Well, we'll see how it turns out, and we're not going to have to wait long, Aaron, because Cleveland won the coin toss and they've deferred, so Dallas will get it first as we welcome you to NFL Kickoff Weekend presented by YouTube TV. And of course, if you haven't watched football yet this year, new kickoff rule, it looks a little different, right? There's a lot of rules we'll explain as it goes along, but essentially you're trying to land it in that landing zone. If you kick it out of the end zone like old times, there's a touchback from the 30 this year, but just follow us. We'll keep you updated on how this is going to go. Glad you are with us. A fantastic day, and the NFL on Fox is back. And here we go. And taken from 1 yard deep in the end zone. It's going to be Turpin looking for a seam. Turpin can fly, and he's out across the 30. And a good return there. And so we will see the newly minted contract of Dak Prescott. And Tom, you said it. He had the best season of his career last year.
He did, for a lot of reasons. Threw the ball very accurately.
down the field, very accurate. He's got some big-time playmakers in C.D. Lamb. He's going to be looking for him all day.
Of course, Lamb got the new contract the last 10 days as well, so taking care of their superstars. And they started off with Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield. Elliott back in Dallas, looking to get to the edge and leaping over people on the first play out to the 38. Jumped over Denzel Ward. We got a flag on that first play, too. As Cleek Blakeman, our
holding offense, number 1, 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Get it on Jalen Tolbert, the third wide receiver for this crew, so not the way the Cowboys would want to start.
Just gets his hands outside, and pretty easy for the ref to see that one. Anytime you get your hands outside those shoulder pads, it's a pretty easy call.
First and long, Prescott to throw. Pressure, he is decked! Dalvin Tomlinson flying through the middle and a sack to start for Cleveland.
Well, I think he's going to be dealing with this type of pressure. Talked about this with some of these young offensive linemen. Tomlinson just